Good evening, fellow YouTubers and righteous men or men who want to be righteous on the semen retention journey. Guys, I made a couple videos before about Proverbs 5 and how the Bible describes semen retention. But my old device was very poor and I didn't know it, and the audio really is terrible, so maybe those videos are hard to hear. So I thought I would just go ahead and recap it, because you can never get enough of God's Word. It always touches you in a different way each time you read it. So the title of this video is The Bible Describes Semen retention. And it's in Proverbs 5. If you don't agree, comment, but this is my interpretation and it's my opinion. I must admit I'm not a pastor or a priest or some expert on the Bible. I'm just a regular guy like you guys. Or maybe some of you are more knowledgeable than me, but I'm a Christian on my semen retention journey, trying to obey God's commands and love people and grow to be more like Jesus every day. Proverbs 5 is great because, in my opinion, it describes the semen retention journey. By the way, I'm using the Blue Letter Bible app that you can get in the Google Play Store. And it's pretty cool because it's got bookmarks, notes, highlights, my history. You can also select different versions of it, of the Bible. See, you've got different versions you can pick. I like the New Living Translation, guys. That's the one I like. So let's get into Proverbs 5, and I'll tell you why I think this is God's way of telling us to retain our seed and be on a semen retention journey, which is avoiding lust and avoiding the immoral woman. Wouldn't you agree? Looking at X-rated images, or just lusting after women, or fornicating, or engaging in sexual activity outside of marriage. When you're on your semen retention journey, you're disciplining yourself not to do that, and you're keeping your seed inside you. And I will show you where I believe God says don't spill your seed. So, Proverbs 5 says, avoid the immoral woman. Well, isn't that the semen retention journey? You're avoiding releasing your seed with, whether it's fapping or with in real life, engaging in sexual activity. If you avoid the immoral woman, that's what you're doing on semen retention. At least that's part of it. My son, pay attention to my wisdom, listen carefully to my wise counsel, then you will show discernment. Discernment means judgment or wisdom, and your lips will express what you've learned. For the lips of an immoral woman are as sweet as honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as poison and as dangerous as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death, her steps lead straight to the grave. For she cares nothing about the path to life. She staggers down a crooked trail and doesn't realize it. So now, my sons, listen to me. Never stray from what I am about to say. Stay away from her. Don't go near the door of her house. So guys, it's saying stay away from the immoral woman, which I was the fool that most of my life I was engaged with having relationships with immoral women, including my last ex-girlfriend. Okay, verse 9. If you do, you will lose your honor, and you will lose to merciless people all you have achieved. Strangers will consume your wealth, and someone else will enjoy the fruit of your labor. In the end, you will groan in anguish when disease consumes your body. You will say, "How I hated discipline, if only I had not ignored all the warnings. Oh, why didn't I listen to my teachers? Why didn't I pay attention to my instructors? I have come to the brink of utter ruin, and now I must face public disgrace." So, guys, I'm not preaching to you or judging you, because I myself have been the foolish man that had relationships with immoral women, that I sinned and disobeyed God, and all these bad things have happened to me. So don't think I'm preaching to you. I'm telling you, I am one of these idiots that did this. I admit it. But on the semen retention journey, we're becoming better people, better souls. We're turning away from these ways, these wicked ways, these immoral ways. We're not going near an immoral woman. We are not fapping. We are not lusting. We are disciplining ourselves. We're crucifying our flesh. We're putting those desires away. And when we do this, it pleases God, and He can bless us and give us benefits. So let's continue. I'm going to show you where it says don't spill your seed, or at least that's my opinion of this interpretation. It says, verse 15, drink water from your own well and share your love only with your wife. So in the Christian faith, God says that you only should have sex with the woman you marry, and that's it. You don't engage in sex outside of marriage or with anyone else. Okay, here comes the verse. Why spill the water of your springs in the streets, having sex with just anyone? My interpretation of that is when it says, why spill the water's your semen. Why spill your semen of your springs? That means, why spill your semen of the springs inside you in the streets? I interpret in the streets as a metaphor for spilling your seed to fapping or to having sex or whatever, you guys. Releasing your semen. You should reserve it for yourselves. That means keep it to yourself. Never share it with strangers. Let your wife be a fountain of blessings for you. Rejoice in the wife of your youth. So God, the only time He endorses you releasing your seed is with your wife. No other time shall you do that. She is a loving deer, a graceful doe. Let her breast satisfy you always. May you always be captivated by her love. Why be captivated, my son, by an immoral woman, or fondle the breasts of a promiscuous woman? For the Lord sees clearly what a man does, examining every path he takes. An evil man is held captive by his own sins. They are ropes that catch and hold him. He will die for lack of self-control. He will be lost because of his great foolishness. So it's when it says the ropes that catch and hold him, that means he'll be binded up and he'll be restricted and he'll die for lack of self-control because he can't control himself. Doesn't that sound familiar? You can't control yourself, fapping or looking at images that you shouldn't be looking at, or lusting after someone you shouldn't be lusting after. That's lack of self-control. The semen retention journey is discipline where you do have self-control. That's it, guys. I wanted to recap Proverbs 5. I'll put a link to the other 2 videos I did about this. And they're kind of hard to hear, but maybe you could turn up the volume if you're interested. I'll put them in the description. And you guys have a good night. Keep up the good work, walking with the Lord, walking righteously on your semen retention journey. By the way, this is day 70 for me, Monday, December 19th, 2022.